Yeah, clean is Poland's uh, middle name, and I can't stop being obsessed with it. Especially now with the snow, it gives it a sort of very polished look, like as if you're in a fairy tale or something. Um, no graffiti here, which is good. I hope it stays that way. Poland really does need to solve the graffiti issue, because that hurts the eye a bit. But other than that, the streets are always more important, right? If your streets are clean, that's quite something nowadays. And look at the Dworzec Kolejowy of Olsztyn, the actual main station here. Gorgeous. Now, one thing I didn't know is that Olsztyn has trams. Don't know what brand these are. I actually didn't know that. Quite surprised. Because it's not a huge city by any means, but even smaller cities like Dworzec have trams. I've been there once. They have these old ramshackle trams. Perhaps they've been modernized by now. But they used to be these very cool trams when I was there in 2013. So you can see the history here of Olsztyn Głowny throughout the years. It was founded in 1872. Railway lines are definitely centuries old in Poland. And yeah, obviously the former building has been destroyed. Must have been during the war. Right, let's just go to the hotel because it's cold and it's getting late. Hope we can still check in. And for your local connections, smaller lines, you have the Polregio trains. This one going to Działdowo. Right, now to the hotel, which is the Warminski Hotel. We'll be spending 40 euros a night for a double room with breakfast. Let's see how this turns out. Check-in went smooth. They've got a restaurant on site as well, with all kinds of food. Looks cozy. Nice and classy. Has a bit of an old style feel, which I can always really appreciate. Just nostalgia, as if I went to travel with my parents. One way how you can recognize actual trained hotel staff is if they say your room number at the reception when you check in. Because the lady said, your room is 231. Receptionist is never allowed to actually say a number, because it might be a single female traveler, and anyone standing behind her or him will then automatically know their room. So you can only show it on the card. I've actually worked in hotels a lot, so fun fact. I do actually know a lot of hotels ins and outs and safety tricks. I've done many years in hospitality and actually education as well. I should make a separate video about it. In any case, this is my double room right here in the Warminski Hotel. I like it. It has a radio in the bedside, so it's definitely a dated hotel, but it's sparkling clean. And as I said, I like the style, I like the carpet, I like anything old. As long as it's clean, I just brings me back to my youth, let's say, of how I traveled with my parents to Central Eastern Europe. It always used to look like this. And back then, in that time, 20 years ago, these were the newest of the very modern hotels. But it's still very nice, and I always choose the older, classy hotels like these over modern ones. So it's not that you don't have a choice of very modern ones. I'll actually show you one in Gdansk in 2 weeks where I'll be spending the night in what is it, 4-star hotel, fabulous one. There's awesome buildings in this city which I didn't know. Look at that in the back. Amazing. I have no idea about the inventory of the city in terms of architecture, how much of it was damaged, who even built this in the first place. I have absolutely no idea. I will read up about the city history whilst I'm enjoying a beer, trying to find a nice place with a nice draft beer. So far my favorites have been Kolejowy, Warga. I'm not a big fan of Żywiec, makes me dizzy for some reason. Tiski doesn't really hit the spot either, so any of the other ones are good. I always try to look for Czech beer when I'm in Poland because they have pretty much a Czech pub in every town, although they're horribly busy. I'm wondering now if this part has ever been a region of Prussia, East Prussia. If I'm far enough north for that, I'm not quite sure. Perhaps I'm saying something very incorrect. But if I had to put my money on it, I guess this would have been a part of Prussia at some point. Again, I'm not entirely sure where the borders of East Prussia went and when that stopped exactly, and who built all of this, like I said. But it's fascinating and I'm going to read up all about it.
Having read up about the history, this indeed used to be Eastern Prussia, and this is the town hall that was built in the beginning of the 20th century. This is Art Nouveau architecture and it wasn't really damaged during the war, so it's still quite original, despite the center having been destroyed.
So imagine this is Olsztyn and it has trams that are more modern than, for example, Rome in Italy. This network probably wouldn't look out of place in a big European city. And even on the inside, look at this. All well and dandy. As clean as can be. I try not to film people too much though. Not sure they like that. And there's even a ticketing system which is in several languages. See, let's check out the options you have. Single ticket is €1. 24 hours is €3.50. 3-day tickets €7.50. That's alright. I'll definitely be taking the tram for a spin here, perhaps tomorrow. Surprising that I have such a network here. Right, so it's Friday night in Olsztyn. Contributing to the feeling of safety is the police patrol here with even a police dog, which is nice that they're patrolling. It's a very good thing. And I'm sure if you walk around with the bottle of beer open, you'll be in for tough luck because they'll hand you a fine immediately. Now even in Sofia, Bulgaria, a large European city, you don't see groups of police patrolling like that. You don't see that. Perhaps they're sitting around in a car, but not like this. So this is the center of Olsztyn. I'm actually curious if this is all original and old, but I had no idea it's pretty. I looked at pictures, but the pictures didn't do it justice. But this is, wow, I'm pretty much blown away already. I just read in a Google Maps review that the center was actually completely destroyed in 1945. And you can see these buildings are relatively new, so perhaps, yeah, a reconstruction then, but not a bad one. Right, so I'm running a nice hot bath and I'm gonna sleep.